Emily. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Laura.
So I guess I just want to start off by telling me a little bit about your week. How'd your week go?
It was kind of rough.
Okay. Can you tell me about it?
Well, it was kind of hard to get out of bed. So I spent a lot of time in bed. I slept a lot. I was pretty bored.
How much do you think you're sleeping on an average night?
I probably sleep like 15, 16 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I've been kind of anxious, been kind of depressed.
Okay. If you had to think about on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being really low and 10 being really high, where do you think your anxiety is at on that scale?
I would say my anxiety is at a 9 or 10.
Okay, so really high. How about your depression?
I would say it's a 10.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What else kind of happened in your week?
Well, if I did choose to get out of bed, I would just go lay on the couch and watch TV for a while. I would, maybe start drinking. That makes me feel a little better.
Okay.
Usually then I would smoke a little bit.
Okay. Smoke marijuana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how, you mentioned it makes you feel better. In what ways do you think it, does it lower your anxiety?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel more relaxed and the thoughts kind of slow down a little bit.
Okay.
So then I can just kind of feel like I'm not as panicked or suffocated as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, have you had any type of suicidal thoughts about harming yourself?
Well, pretty much, I think it'd be better if I wasn't here. I think everyone, including myself, would be better off.
Okay. Do you ever have any plans about, how you might end your life?
No.
Do you think that that's something that you're thinking? How much do you think you're thinking about that?
Not very often.
Okay. All right. And so, how have things been with you and Jim this week?
Kind of rough.
Okay.
We got in a pretty big blowout.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it about?
He caught me smoking.
Okay, marijuana.
Right.
Okay.
And he thought I had agreed to quit, which I kind of did tell him that I agreed to quit, but then I didn't want to, and I thought he would still be at work, and he came home and caught me.
Okay. Do you think are you smoking pretty much every day when he's not around?
Yes.
Okay. And so what was his reaction?
He was really mad.
Okay.
He felt I betrayed him, he thought I lied to him, and he was, I know he was frustrated.
Okay. So you kind of mentioned that you had promised your husband that you were going to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do? Anything you're planning on actually doing?
That's what he wants me to do.
Okay. So nothing that you want to do with that?
I do not want to do that.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you being honest to me about how you're feeling with that stuff. How do you think he might react if you were honest with him? How might Jim react?
I think he'd be really mad at me. I know that he really wants me to quit, and I think he would be, just beyond upset with me.
Okay. Is there anything, are you afraid of him when he gets that upset? Are you afraid of, what's going to happen when he gets upset?
Yeah. Well, he can either explode or he can just, disappear. Either one is pretty severe. It's pretty bad.
No! You can't watch. Alright, so how much would you say that you typically smoke? Like every day?
Yeah, I have been every day.
When do you usually start smoking? Morning, nighttime?
I usually wake up around noon or 1, and it's pretty soon after that I will.
Okay. So you're trying to kind of hide it from Jim still?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's best to do it when he's not around.
Okay. You kind of mentioned that you promised him you would quit smoking. How do you really have any intention of quitting smoking? Is it something you're kind of tell him to make him feel better, or is it something you want to work on?
I guess it is something I tell him. I don't want to quit, but I know he wants me to,
Okay.
so I'll tell him that I will.
Okay. I really appreciate you being honest with me about kind of how you're feeling. What do you think might happen if you were more honest with Jim about your feelings, or if you said you didn't want to quit? How do you think he might react?
He would be really upset with me.
Okay.
He, I mean, I don't know if he would blow up. I don't know if he would just leave. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of scared to find out. I don't know.
Okay. How did your fight end? You said you had a fight about it. Did you really get any resolve to it? Did you tell him kind of that you were still going to quit?
Yeah, I mean, I basically made that promise to him again that I would try harder and try to stay clean.
Okay. So, looking at that a little bit, what are some of the positive things you get out of smoking marijuana?
It just makes me feel better. I mean, I just feel lighter and I just feel more, I don't know, it has that more calming feeling over me. And I mean, I get to see my friends usually. Sometimes they'll stop over and, smoke a little bit with me, and that, it makes me feel better. So,
Okay.
it's a good feeling.
So you feel good, something you can do socially with your friends.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of those negative things associated with smoking?
Well, the husband doesn't like it. I mean, yeah, he might leave me, and I might be losing my job, which is why he's so upset with me in the first place. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's two big things, but.
Those sound like, those are things that are newer, right? Since the problems with the job, those two things weren't really affecting. Because he had said that, you said that sometimes he even smokes.
Yeah.
But his concern is more about if you smoke, you're going to lose your job. Do you think that's...
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he wants me to keep my job. I need to keep my job, and so I think that's why he's so upset with me.
Yeah, so on one hand, you're doing something that has worked out for you until now, and that makes you feel good. Probably makes you feel less anxious.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, now that this has come up, with the concern of your job, you're facing, losing a job you've had for a long time, a job that you like, and, these issues with your husband, maybe facing, you're worried about, like I said, him leaving you if you lose your job over this. There's kind of, we got some pros and cons going on there.
I kind of want to smoke right now.
Yeah. You feel that anxiety.
Yeah.
You feel like,
I'm a little worked up right now, yes.
yeah. Okay. So definitely that's kind of your go-to to help you feel better in that moment. So I think that's something that we're definitely going to want to keep thinking about, right? So how are we going to resolve this? How's it going to work out? So still something that you sound like you're decided on it, still thinking about it?
I just really don't want to right now. I just don't think I can right now. I mean, it's the only thing that's really, besides having a few drinks, it makes me feel better. Nothing else is making me feel any better.
Would you be open to working on your anxiety maybe in some other ways? Working on reducing it?
Yeah, if you think, you can help me.
And do you think that's kind of the biggest reason? It kind of makes you feel better, and so
I feel so alone right now. I don't know where else to go.
Yeah. You mentioned, you kind of have those depression feelings and some self-esteem. You said you feel a little hopeless, worthless at some point. So I can see how that, makes you feel better, and it's been your go-to.
Yeah.
But because we have these other negative side effects, I'm not telling you what to do, but maybe if we work on some other strategies on reducing your anxiety, that it might get a little easier. With or without you quitting smoking. That's always positive to have more things that you can do.
I agree, yes.
Okay. So that's definitely something we are gonna, be working on in the future. And I also want to kind of get a list of what are your other goals with me. You came to therapy kind of after this huge stressor in your life happened. So what are some other areas that you think are just gonna improve your quality of life in general? Things that are gonna make things a little easier for you, so you're not feeling these symptoms, these depression and anxiety so intensely.
Right. I mean, obviously I really need to work on my anxiety and the depression and, as well as, I guess, my self-esteem. I don't feel like I'm worth anything right now. I mean, my husband doesn't pay attention to me, my kids don't pay attention to me, like, I barely have any friends, I don't even want to take a shower most days, so I guess that would be added to the list.
Yeah, and definitely, things like that, when you have this huge thing happen in your life and you have this big stressor, definitely, things like hygiene and anxiety, they really increase for people. It's pretty common.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something we can work on. All right, so something that I definitely want to do next week is I want to start maybe taking some development assessments. They're measuring what level your anxiety is at, or what level your depression's at.
What does that mean?
So like, you're gonna probably go and answer questions. It's something, you're doing for you, answering questions, and it'll have, a scale on how, for example, say, do you feel, how bad is your anxiety when you're around people? And then it'll maybe give you circle of 1 through 5 on how bad it is.
Okay.
Or, do you feel like you have a hard time falling asleep? Your circle, true, not true, kind of true. And I'll go through and just ask you those questions. They're not very long. And so my goal with that is to kind of see how it changes through our different sessions.
Okay.
So we'll probably do it a couple times. And what that will do, it'll kind of let me know how's it working for you. Right? And it'll let you know that as well. Is this helping? Is your anxiety reducing? Another way is we're going to kind of have you look at that too. So what I'm going to want you to do is look at how your anxiety is on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't have to be long, but what it'll kind of do is give me an opportunity to see, and let you see, when is it the worst? Is it the morning? Is it maybe after Jim comes home? Or, after the very first time I wake up? So I'm going to kind of show you an example of how that might look. So, for example, something will say anxiety, depression. I'm just going to have you rate it from a 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 being it's really low, and 10 is really high. You feel like you are panicking right now.
Okay.
And just rate that in the day. So how is my anxiety throughout the day?
Do you want me to do that like every hour, or when am I doing this?
Nope, you can do it. We're probably good just doing it, let's say, when you wake up in the morning.
Okay.
And before you smoke or do anything in the morning, right when you wake up,
Okay.
rate how you feel. And then maybe just right before you go to bed.
Okay.
That way, if you want to, I don't know what your routine is, if you want to keep it on the nightstand, where you brush your teeth, whatever is kind of easiest for you, and just rate it at those times. That way we kind of know exactly what's going on with anxiety and depression. Another thing I want you to do is start thinking about what are your thoughts like, your inner thoughts. So you kind of mentioned you've got, kind of a low self-esteem affecting you throughout the day.
Yeah.
So kind of try to record what are some of your thoughts.
What if I don't actually want to say them or write them right now?
You mean at home or right now in therapy?
Well, I don't want anybody to see them.
Do you think it's possible to keep it private from your husband or your kids?
I don't know. I just don't want him to find them.
Okay. What would happen if you found them?
I think we would probably get in another argument. I don't think he understands You
Okay.
know, why it's hard for me to get out of bed, or
Mhm.
why I do feel that I want to smoke all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I think he thinks I just do it because I'm addicted or
Mhm.
whatever, but like, I mean, he doesn't understand when I tell him it helps me.
Mhm.
He just doesn't understand that.
So he thinks you're just kind of doing it to have fun and because you can't stop? More so
I'm pretty sure that's what he thinks, yeah.
and more so you're saying you're doing it because it makes you get through the day, makes you feel
Yeah.
better. You're feeling, do you think he has any idea about how bad your anxiety and depression is?
No, I don't think so. I think he thinks I'm lazy. I mean, he tells me I'm lazy.
Mhm.
And, or, you know, saying really stupid things or doing stupid things, like, and I don't know, I just don't think he understands.
And that's really hard when you're already having some of those negative thoughts in your own head.
I know, I can't explain it. I can't, I just feel even worse.
Yeah, and then you have someone here telling you, you're right, you are this way, right? You are lazy. Well, and the thing about it is, you know, sleeping a lot, those are, you know, not feeling motivated to do something. Those are really these symptoms of anxiety and depression, right? And they're, you know, they're pretty triggered from how things are going for you right now. So, you know, it's not that you are lazy. It's a symptom. And I think he kind of probably, maybe he's not in the space to hear that right now. Do you think he would feel okay talking to you, or is it pretty tense right now?
That's pretty tense.
Okay. So what if instead of writing things specifically about how are your thoughts, do you think it would be okay to kind of, you know, just rate your thoughts? Are they negative or positive?
I can do that.
Okay, so maybe, you know, the morning and night again.
Okay.
And do it the same thing. Maybe the 1 is a really negative, and the 10 is positive.
Okay.
And that way you can kind of see throughout your week how it's going for you. Is it, you know, was it something was really bad on Thursday, and so, you know, that's what made me have these negative thoughts, or I got into a fight with Jen. And then the last thing, I can do, is think about what's one positive thing that happened to you that day. Every day, one positive thing. It can be the smallest thing, like, I got a new sponge to wash the dishes, that made me happy. Well, what kind of little things do you think make you happy sometimes?
When my son will text me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't, you know, even have to be something really important, right?
No.
You know, he's thinking about you in some way. Yeah, that's a really good one. So write down one positive thing. Maybe it was a beautiful day outside. Maybe, you know, your favorite show came on that day. You really liked it. So try to write down at least one positive thing.
Every day.
Every day. Yep. I know it's a challenge at this point. But the reason why we want to do that is because when you kind of change, you sound like you have a lot of negative thinking right now. And it's really hard because that's our go-to. Go right to that negative thinking.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are wired that way. It's not just you, it's pretty common. And so when we start to think about those negative thoughts, it just brings, it's a cycle. We start thinking negative, and our, you know, thinking affects our behavior. If you wake up and think, I can't do anything, I'm worthless, I'm useless, you're not even gonna, you know, really try, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and so that's kind of affecting that motivation too.
Yeah.
So when we try to at least, you know, think about something good, something positive, at least once a day, we slowly start to change that. And that's going to turn your thinking around. Okay, so now, do you have any questions about the journaling at all? Does it kind of make sense?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, I think I just have to rate my anxiety when I wake up and when I go to bed, and my depression,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of my my thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing if they're negative or positive, and then one positive thing each day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do that, and then we'll kind of go over it next week and see, you know, how it's going for you.
Okay.
And then next week we're also going to do the assessment. So kind of give us that, you know, clinical kind of baseline with that.
Is that gonna be like you ask me questions, or do I write it down and then we go over it? What is that about?
So it'll be like the questions that you answer yourself, you read them off and circle them. I'll be here if you have any questions for me about the questions. But it's really not a lot of them. It's real short, so we can do it a few times throughout the session. Yeah, and you can keep this if you want to kind of give you that idea of how it goes.
Okay.
And then, you know, if you ever have any questions throughout the week, you can always call me, email me, whatever any questions about how you're doing it right, how things are going.
Okay.
And then we'll start up next week kind of working on, there's a lot of different things you can do with anxiety and depression. We call them coping skills, things you can use. So we'll start working on those and see if maybe that helps and reduces it a little bit.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Everything sound good?
I will give it a try.
There you go. I like that. I like that attitude. That's positive already.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today, Emily. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for seeing me.
Yeah. Bye.